Hello everybody, and welcome here to this video, or welcome specifically my thoughts and not even my thoughts. Hello, my name is Steven, and I am the one to be the one in 15 and 1 to unmask both the killers, whoever they may be, and I think I know who they are. But first, let's talk about what happened. Let's talk about how John passed away. Now, it's also to be assumed that Lindsay did as well, but I guess that's separate, which is interesting to say the least, but focus on John. After 3.5 weeks of being away, not playing, being in rural Montana, being after the plane had to emergency land when Erica was murdered, we'd be wasting away, wondering if the puppet master actually is just slowly starving everyone to death. And then, randomly, we hear a loud roar of an engine or a small black jet, minty black jet, lands on the tarmac. Our voice says, "Puppets, this is your master speaking. Our little campout is over. The following house guests are to board the jets in front of you: Adam, Ryan, Lindsay, Ethan, and Billy. The rest will board the 727. Starting in 5 minutes. Not delay or use supper. Everybody runs to the specific things. And for me, I go on the 727. The jet banks due southeast, and the 727 banks due southwest, heading in opposite directions, taking off and quickly parting. So about 4 hours later, our plane does touch down. Me, Lizette, Sarah, John, Ross, and Rebecca exit the aircraft and duck into a limousine. We go to a new manor, a new place where we're greeted by Giles. But a different Giles, a robotic Giles. And he's the butler of this manor. We're back at Rue Manor, place where it all began. And everybody's enjoying themselves, doing their own things, piling up, finding their rooms. Drinks flowing, house guests losing track of time. Eventually, though, everyone begins to mull around the manor, checking out things as we would. Sunset seemingly to midnight without a second in between. Everyone wakes up feeling relaxed and well rested for once. We fall into our rooms to go downstairs to have breakfast. However, some seem to be missing. As me, Ross, Lizette, Rebecca, and Sarah around the corner to go down to the foyer to head to breakfast, everyone screams. In the center of the foyer, we see little John's concrete fountain there standing. Unfortunately, that being a series of events, but what exactly did befall our friend John? Well, as it was learned, especially in the riddle, that there was this dummy that was there for practice, and a PC pipe that was stuck in the neck that led to his lungs. It's final cause to practice until the puppet master demonstrates to you. There's a bloody funnel, and to hold the nose, Sarah done doing it, filling the dummy's lung with blood. So that is how that part happens. But how do we even get to that point? We get to that point with something with a pill, with this green pill that was found on the tray card. The empty drink tray found in the last known whereabouts, where it's the tray labeled John. Green pills in packaging, and that's Rhinophenol, Rohypnol, Rhinophenol, the date rape drug, that could leave you unconscious, but still conscious of what's going on, and that's unfortunately what befell John. Unconscious, forced to drink with this substance in there, as well as befell of him, and then from there was dipped into concrete. Then after he turned to concrete, used the PC pipes starting from the neck with the 3 PC pipes from the throat to the neck, at the neck, into the lungs, to the stomach, and all around the intestine area, going out 3 of those pipes, like a puzzle put together for the fountain to be created. And at the end of it being that blood. And the blood being used for that, and the pipes being crochet twist kind of pipes for the blood to be able to be moving around and going like that. Because as we saw John touching his mouth, the blood was coming out of his mouth too. So a pipe going this way, that way, one of the PC pipe in the neck having the plug there, which then is what killed him. He choked on his own blood, drowning in his own blood, holding the nose, putting the hog's blood in him, filling up the lungs and exploding in a sense in that way. An explosion. The hog's blood being found in the drawer at the second morgue. The second morgue is where he was taken. That's where all this did happen. The knife being used to force him to drink the substance that was drank or was he did drink there. The drill that we found was being used to drill in his body the holes that had or within his body through the concrete in the locations on his body for the pipes to be put in and funneled through and come out. Or at least one of them. So that's why the drill had flesh on it. And the vat of blood in itself being very thick, and there being a label outside of it saying hog's blood being from hogs. So that's where that came into play as well. But in the end, John died of choking to suffocation of his own blood. And of blood in general, after being knocked out with this Rudafol, however it's pronounced, sorry if I butchered that name, but the date rape drug, again, I cannot keep you knocked unconscious, but you're still wary of what's going on. Very scary moment, very sinister way to go. Scary for the person, the victim, and kind of a sadistic way there for the killer of the the other situation. But that all was in the end the demise of John. Poor John. I did enjoy him, and he was a very respectful guy in regards to playing the game. But it is how it goes, and unfortunately, his time is up, and his time was up now. Now we do have also a chair that was missing, and that thing that was being used in regards to setting him up in the concrete and putting the pipes in his mouth for the killer to be able to stand up and place everything to this statue. He's a statue now. Final touches as well, but using a funnel, holding his nose, putting the hog's blood in there. Okan, that's how he unfortunately did pass away in that way. Kind of a sadistic, scary kind of way to do, but hey, it is what it is. And rest in peace to John. I do see that, indeed. But for a fountain and anything to work continuously, you have to have a pump. And there's black pump that is pumping everything through the PC pipes of how all that you have a central working system and timers and otherwise. And that way. But I do look forward to putting the killer in handcuffs. And if this is like Bachelorette getting a rose for what I know, I will find out who you are. And my thinking is that you, Billiam, are the puppet master. And you, switch that. You, Rebecca, are the puppet master. And you, Billiam, are the killer. I will find you. I will get you. And that is no joke. That is a promise. Because the last thing I have to say to you is run.